How are you? You good? I haven't heard from you in a long time.
Yeah, no, I'm good now.
Okay?
I'm good now. I was driving up here, drove up this morning, so had 4 hours of windshield time and was just thinking about the last time I was up here, and it hit me kind of hard that the last time I was up here actually was for your Christmas party last year, like end of December. So, it was a great way to end 2018, and 2018 is the best year of my life. I won the Junior USAs, I won the overall at Nationals. I met my girlfriend Misty, who I think I'll be with for the rest of my life, honestly. So had the highest highs in 2018, and then fresh probably a month into 2019, got blindsided by the fact that I was gonna have to have this shoulder procedure done, and I didn't really deal with it that well, man. I was so excited about everything that had happened, between, like winning nationals, taking our relationship and our agreement to the next level. Before January was even over, I had, like nine guest posings lined up, to be guest posing in professional, Had a lot of plans and expectations for 2019, and you know what they say about plans, right?
Yeah.
Get ready for them to change, because it never happens the way you want them to. But I had to have this procedure done, and to be blunt with you, I've always dealt with a pretty bad case of like clinical anxiety and depression. There's been several, points where I've kind of been like blindsided by it, since I've been, 15, 16 years old. I remember the first time it happened when I was in high school. But, I hate using it as a crutch, and I don't really want to talk to people about it, especially people, that don't know me extraordinarily well or know me as this, happy-go-lucky goofball that weighs 265 pounds. It's like, I just, I deal with it by, withdrawing and kind of sequestering myself from people, and ended up in a really bad place for a while. So that in a nutshell is why you didn't really hear from me that much during my recovery. Kind of swerve away from that now and kind of talk about the good, though. I made a post about this actually. It was about always showing up. And, despite how bad things got, always showed up, always did my rehab, blah, 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 did what I was supposed to do. Took care of business even though I didn't want to, and even though I was in a terrible headspace. And, taking care of business every day, one thing led to another, got to the point where I was actually, recovering quickly. Because, for the longest time, like I was, kind of crushed, because I had the same thing that, Branch and Guy actually had done, the same procedures, and both of them, I vividly remember it, seeing Guy at Destination. He still had the damn stitches in his armpit. It was so recent. And he was like, oh, yeah, man, feels good. I'm training, blah, 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 blah. And, me, I'm sitting here, 3.5 months post-op, and I can still barely raise my arm above my head without it hurting so bad. I can't do it, or the shoulder joint just like clunking. So, I got like really, like nervous that, like my body wasn't ever going to be the same again. And, that sucked. It put me in a really bad headspace. But, we turned the corner, and, for the last, 12, 14 weeks, I've really been firing on all cylinders, not only physically and not as important, more importantly, so I've been firing on all cylinders mentally again for the first time, in a while. And, it's really cool hearing, the people closest to me, like my mom and dad, my girlfriend, my brothers, like my best friends, training partners, everyone's like, this is you, we haven't seen this person in a while, but, this is you. We can tell you're happy again. And, it's a really shitty thing to not be excited about life. And, it's almost, like it just like compounds it, because I feel like something's wrong with me. It's like, why are you like this? You literally are like living your dream. You were hurt and injured and having to recover, but I'm still living my dream. I'm getting to bodybuild professionally. But you know, it's like I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do and wasn't able to do what I loved, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. But you know, we got back up eventually, and we're back to swinging full speed. So that's what's important.
That's good. Yeah, I think like, you know, for us, and of course I was joking a little bit, you know, I know give ample space and stuff like that, you know, it's not about being, you know, having like a precision, organized, super, like we don't work like contract by the T or anything like that. So I knew that you needed space, and there's no problem from our side. And I, you know, see long term on everything.
Yeah.
So I think that's super cool. And you know, most important is to, you know, have fun with training and, you know, with life in general, to do cool stuff together.
Get back to living the GASP lifestyle.
Yeah.
No limits, pushing it every day and loving it.
Yeah, exactly.
Loving every second of it.
Yeah, have a no compromise life.
Exactly.
And not, I mean, like it's fun with, you know, someone has really great success on stage, or that's fun. But most importantly, we should live, you know, like, you know, good life, you know, in a no compromise life, in a no compromise setting, and a life where we don't, you know, go and dwell about stuff. We just enjoy.
Definitely.
What's your plans now moving forward from here? Like, you know, you're back in full swing of things, and people see the old Hunter Labrada.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely, you know, back full swing. You know, as far as what's next, the rest of this year, the focus is, you know, I've told you this already, but I want to finish strong, you know, from on a athlete level, you know, for GASP. You know, we're talking, this is a GASP video, so just be blunt. You know, like I want to finish the year out strong for GASP now that I'm, you know, back at a size that I feel comfortable, you know, like training at and doing pictures and videos at. So, you know, really want to leverage the rest of the year, you know, for my commitments to y'all, to Labrada, to the hypertrophy coach, the website, you know, that I'm on for like the training knowledge and stuff. But I feel like I have a lot of ground to make up, you know, both, you know, from the commitments that I dropped the ball on, and, you know, the ground that I'm needing to make up from being laid up for 4 or 5 months. So, you know, it's one of those things, it's a lot of work, but it's something that I'm very, very, very excited about, because, you know, for the first time in 2.5 years, I'm in the gym training pain-free. I'm looking forward to going to the gym. It's the highlight of my day, not... Okay, here we go. It's going to feel like someone took a baseball bat to my shoulder here in about an hour, and, you know, I'm genuinely nervous about it. So, you know, just getting back to firing on all cylinders, getting back to adding the tissue that I need to add for next year. You know, definitely a couple months ago I didn't think I was going to be able to make it, but right now, you know, God willing, keep on progressing like I am. It's looking like I'm going to be able to make that pro debut in May at the New York Pro like I wanted to make originally before I thought I had to have this surgery. So, you know, right now, name of the game is, you know, just maximizing, you know, myself on a business level, and then maximizing myself in a gym, you know, from an off-season standpoint. I'm eating, you know, like literally as much food as I can possibly eat every day right now. That's my biggest issue, is getting enough calories down. So
Do you feel like you have to force yourself to eat enough? Like it's not...
So, give you a little insight to the last 12 weeks. So in the last 12 weeks, I've put on 20 pounds to my fasted morning weight. So, you know, like fresh out of bed, after I use the restroom, like true gauge of weight. Put on 20 pounds to that fasted weight. And took a lot of food to do that, to the point where, you know, I was eating 6 times a day, 7 times a day now. But I got very regular with doing something that I call the steak shake. So I was actually putting, you know, my 8 ounces of ground beef in my blender and blending it with beef bone broth for a little extra protein. I was doing that, and then doing the same thing with chicken, actually, and chicken bone broth for 2 of my meals of the day, because it was literally so much food that at least once a week for, you know, like the last 10 weeks, I've literally actually thrown up from how full I was. You know, I was towards the end of a meal, and you know, like I'd like gag on a bite of food, or you know, it just wouldn't sit right in my stomach, and I actually threw it all up and had to eat it all again. So
Oh wow.
that's always fun. Yeah, so it's definitely.
What's your weight now?
I'm waking up about 260 in the morning, then going to bed 265, 266, 267. So
But
this
I
is
saw,
this is the definitely, you know, by far the cleanest, leanest
yeah.
260, 265 I've ever been, because I've been heavier, but I've been fat. So
I even saw striations on your leg today, like you.
yeah, the legs still have it, and then like my triceps and stuff are still striated. Definitely still have abs and intercostals.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a sub 10% 260, which is cool. The goal for the end of the off season is a sub 10% 260, or a sub 10% like 270, 272.
Yeah.
I'd really like to get on stage between 245 and 248 come May.
Yeah, that's super impressive.
Yeah.
But if it's really nice to see you back in that full swing and in such a shape and form, like it's really a testament to your no compromise ambition with food and training and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's definitely a testament to just how much it was hampering me too. You know, because
you were saying that when you open up, like after surgery, like your arm was just, how much did you put on it?
Yeah, it's before my surgery, there were some exercises, for example, today when I was training arms, like a dumbbell skull crusher.
Yeah.
Before I had my surgery, the heaviest I could go on those, because it was like individual dumbbell and having to be shoulder stabilized, was like 35 or 40 pounds.
Yeah.
And I'd get like 8 or 10, and it would feel like someone's like, shoving an ice pick in my shoulder and twisting it around, Today I did a set of 10 with 60s, no pain.
Yeah.
And like my presses, I'm able to really follow through and drive through my press and get a full contraction and a full stretch, instead of, it being so painful I can't lock my arm out. And then, so it's made such a difference in how I'm able to train. I was able to put the exercises back in, that built my frame, that built my body. Because, all last year I was pretty much dieting the whole year, so the focus wasn't necessarily so much on gaining muscle as it was on preserving tissue while dieting and getting in shape. So, it definitely wasn't ideal, but it definitely wasn't a detriment to, to have changed the training style.
So what do you feel like, when did you do the surgery?
So I had my surgery on March 6th.
Yeah.
It was the Wednesday after the Arnold Classic. I got back from Columbus and was on the OR table 2 days later.
So how, you had thoughts about recuperation and stuff like that, but what, for people who maybe have to do the same surgery or something like that, what would you say what's a realistic recuperation? Is longer than you think? Or?
Yeah, it definitely is. And going into it,
everybody's different.
Everyone's different, obviously. Going into it, in my mind, after talking with Johnny and Branch, I was kind of in my mind, I'm like, okay, we're going to be back in the gym by 4 months, and then, pedal to the metal, like redlined again by 6 months. That was not the case. I was back in the gym at 4 months, but I was in a lot of pain still.
Yeah.
And by that,
and then
that 5 month mark really is when I really, turned the corner, and while there was still pain, I was able to push hard enough and, get my poundages back to a point where I was like, every time I trained, I was hitting a post-surgery PR. Every day went by, I was noticing, my body coming back to life. It's like.
But mentally, took longer.
Yeah. I had no clue it was gonna be that tough, man.
Yeah.
It was. I had no clue it was gonna be that tough. It was. Since I've been 13 years old, the longest I'd ever been out of the gym was probably 10 days. And this surgery, I was in a sling for 8 weeks. And, wasn't cleared for active elbow flexion, i.e., being able to bend your arm under your own power until 12 weeks. So, I was in the gym, doing legs as best I can and training the non-operative side, but it wasn't the gym like I had grown accustomed to. And you've been doing this long enough. It's part of who you are.
Yeah.
Getting that training feeling, getting your work in, and knowing you got better that day, it goes a long way for your mental health, or at least for me it does. It was a really bad feeling, going to bed at the end of the day instead of, you know, like you've heard my saying, win the day. You know, it's like, yeah, I was still winning the day post-op, but, you know, like winning the day post-op consisted of, you know, doing some stretches and rehab exercises, and, you know, that was it.
Yeah.
Now it's like, you know, when I go to bed at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, you know, I ate 7 times today. I cooked all my food. It's all packed for tomorrow. I absolutely killed it in the gym. You know, like I handled my online clients, and, you know, like I'm just like, I feel good about myself when I go to bed at the end of the day now,
Yeah,
and that wasn't the
exactly.
case a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's you know, self-reflection on the journey, and you know, maybe helping you know, others that could be in the same situation by, you know, explaining how it really is, and it's not like what you see on Instagram and Facebook and
yeah,
things like
yeah,
that.
that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
It's not all rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah.
It's not all rainbows and butterflies. You know, I will say though, you know, now that it's chewed me up and spat me out the other end, I am thankful for the experience, you know, for many reasons. You know, it, you know, really dialed my training style in even more. I feel like I'm so much more in tune with everything. A lot more better.
We always learn
better
from you know, hardship, and
Yeah,
you know, come out
definitely.
stronger in some aspect.
Yeah. You don't fail, you just learn lessons, right?
Yeah.
So it just, you know, it did a lot for me mentally too, because, you know, like I knew, like, well, you know, if I can go through that, I can do whatever.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like now when I've gotten to this point, I'm like, well, if I can put, you know, like I can get my body back to this in
Yeah.
2 months, like let's see what we can do. You know, I went from, you know, like I don't know if you've seen the pictures of my Instagram, but like I said, I put 20 pounds on in, you know, 12 weeks. I have another 5 months before I have to start dieting for my pro debut.
Yeah.
You know, I have 5 more months to work, and that excites me with how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
It's going to be you know, exciting to see the progress, and going into next year, and, you know, hitting your pro show, and
Yeah.
and hopefully, what's your ultimate goal for next year?
My goal next year is I am going to do the New York Pro. I am training to win the New York Pro.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the Cal Pro after that. I'm training to win the Cal Pro, and then I have every intention of, I told myself this was the last year that I'm going to be a spectator going to Las Vegas for the Olympia.
Yeah.
So I don't like to count my chickens before they're hatched, and I know I have to do A before you go to B, but I would like to end up on the Olympia stage next year at the end of my rookie season. That's the plan.
That's good.
So it's a lofty goal, but it's one that I believe with every bone in my body that I will be able to accomplish. So looking forward to proving myself right.
Yeah, we have to believe to achieve.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
Yeah, and it takes as much energy to dream big as, you know, dream small. So we might as well dream big.
Where the mind goes, the body follows.
Yeah.
If you tell yourself you're shit all day long and you can't do it, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You tell yourself you can do it and you are good enough and it'll happen, Yeah.
And then we get life lessons on the way, you know.
Yeah, you do.
And I feel like, you know, respect from the silverbacks only comes, you know, to those who learn defeat and come back. You know, like people, you know, coming up in the industry who doesn't have any real setbacks and hurdles. They don't get so much respect from the silverbacks until they, you know, have those things behind them or going through them and stuff like that, because then you have something in common with any champion.
Earned your stripes.
Yeah, earn your stripes.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of champions, they have really strong stories about their you know, defeats and their failures, and how that made them be
The difference between a champion and a failure is the champion kept on going.
Yeah.
Not a single champion out there that's never done anything but win.
Yeah.
Obviously there are, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's gonna be failures.
Yeah.
Even if you've never lost in a contest, there's gonna be failures, either training for it or outside of your athletic endeavors.
Career,
There are gonna be failures.
Yeah.
And
So I think that's super important. Embrace those and overcome. But that's good. It's good to see you embrace your things and you overcome, and you're here stronger and bigger than ever, and ready to take on the world.
yeah, yeah, that's what
You
we're gonna do.
You missed a couple of cool trips this year.
Man, yeah, I know. You want to talk? I talked to you about my little tailspin depression I spent a lot of this year in, and up on the top of the list of reasons for that was I didn't get to do the UK with y'all. I didn't get to do Sweden with y'all. I didn't get to do China with y'all. And one of the reasons that I want to do bodybuilding more than anything else is not like I love bodybuilding, but really and truly I love training, and I love sharing the experiences with those that love the same thing.
Exactly.
And I know you, Guy and Branch and Sean and everyone had the time of y'all's lives there. So yeah, that was pretty high up on the list of moments that was just like, really, why did this happen now? But it's what it is, right?
Yeah,
we'll be back.
It's a time and place for everything, and we got more trips and more fun stuff coming up on the GASP Iron World Tour, so you're not gonna miss out on anything.
No, I'll be there for the rest of them.
That's cool.
I'll be there for the rest of them.
That's cool.
We'll get a couple of open guys up on that Olympia stage next year too.
That'll be fun. Yeah, we had a great Olympia this year, but
Sean looked incredible.
Yeah,
I was so impressed with Sean.
Yeah.
So impressed.
Yeah. It's proud to see everyone, working so good towards the stage, and even, athletes we have who competed on the amateurs stage, and people who didn't make the finals or whatever. Like, everybody was doing a really good job,
represented well.
Representing well and pursuing their dreams in a good way.
On the biggest stage in the world.
Yeah, great.
It's gonna be a fun weekend next year. Yeah.
Looking forward to that, and it's good that we make plans for that already now, so we can show the journey, from here to.
Yeah, we'll have quite the story to tell next year. By the time it's all said and done, I have a really good feeling. Feels good. And this is one of the reasons is my relationship with y'all. I love being with the company that really supports and understands what I do. Yeah, there's so many gym apparel companies out there that just want to sell clothes to people, and it's that's the last thing I feel like we do. It's a community, and it's a fun one to be a part of for sure.
That's nice to hear. Yeah, I think it's like, it's more about the journey for every person involved, more than what's the placing, or and look the other way when it's failure. That's fake. I see that in thick and thin we do cool shit together, and we have fun with it, and that's what life is all about.
It is doing what you love with the people you love. That's what life is about.
We shouldn't have pressure, and there is we don't need to think about, I need to catch up on things or anything like that, or I know you're saying that it feels better to come back when you got more size, and we do some stuff, but you never need to feel like that. You can always show up as you are. Like, it's about the personality and the love for the sport. It's not how much muscles we carry for the moment and stuff like that. So we'll.
That's the cool thing about GASP. It's not like I said, it's not a clothing company, and more so than anything else, I feel like a lot of companies out there haven't really taken up the mantle of, we are a hardcore training bodybuilder. Like, we work hard. Everyone wants to be glitzy, glamoury, or just we have all the top guys with our company. Like cool. You don't have a community. You don't have people that understand. It's cool. It's people striving, and it's definitely have built the culture. I'm very, very happy to continue building with you.
Yeah, like, everybody contribute with what they can for building the community. So it's kind of like key. So I think if everybody has a good ambition to keep the community thriving and doing cool stuff for and with the community, I think that's like I think everyone in the team, like, they are on board for that reason. and they all they feel it. And those who come on board and don't understand this, they usually come and they pass. So good people creates more good people.
Oh yeah.
And
You are the company you keep. I do believe that.
yeah.
Yeah, surround yourself with excellence, and you will be excellent. Looking forward to smashing legs tomorrow. Your gym's one of my favorite gyms in the country to train legs at.
Yeah, we got some.
Saw that new belt squat. I'm
Yeah,
gonna use that tomorrow
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a killer one. That's good.
Can't wait to see the new space. You got me
Yeah.
all excited telling me about it today too.
So maybe if we have time tomorrow, we just go a quickie up there and check it out.
That'd be awesome.
It's
I'd love to do
only
that.
5 minutes away, and we can see. Like I go there every day to check on the progress. So we could go there a little bit quick.
I'd
and
love
just
to
take
go
a
walk
tour.
it with you real quick. Yeah, that'd be
I
awesome.
can show you
We should
around
do
a
that,
little
Nick.
bit. Yeah.
Oh wait, I forgot you're not supposed to exist right now.
Yeah. Yeah. You feel like shut up and we're done?
Yeah, I guess I can just have my voice in the background and end with a GASP logo.